What if everything you have heard about making money with faceless AI videos is only half true? Because right now, thousands of people are building YouTube channels without ever showing their face. Using AI to write scripts, generate voices, and even edit videos automatically. And on the surface, it looks easy. No camera, no experience, no expensive setup, just upload and end. But that's exactly what I thought too. And I was completely wrong. But here is the part nobody shows you. For every successful faceless channel you see, there are hundreds quietly failing in the background. Think about that for a second. Getting no views, no traction, and definitely no money. So I decided to test it for 7 days straight. I built a faceless AI YouTube system from scratch. No outsourcing, no paid promotions, no shortcuts. Just me, AI tools, and a simple goal. Turn views into real income. But here's where it gets interesting. And what happened next completely changed how I see YouTube forever. Because by the end of this experiment, I didn't just learn what works, I discovered the one hidden factor that determines whether you make money or disappear, and most people never see it. Faceless content isn't new, but what's happening right now is different. Scroll through YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, and you will start noticing something strange. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Channels with no faces, no personalities, no traditional creators, yet somehow they are pulling in millions of views. Story channels, did you know videos, finance breakdowns, and almost all of them are powered by AI, which creates a powerful illusion that this is easy, that anyone can just jump in, upload videos, and start making money. But here is what you don't see. You are only seeing the result, not the failed uploads, not the dead videos, not the ideas that didn't work. And that changes everything, because they copy what looks successful without understanding why it worked, which leads to the same outcome: low views, no growth, and eventually quitting. And if you are thinking this sounds obvious, I thought so too. But what happens next is where things stop making sense. So before I started, I made one rule. I wasn't chasing views, I was chasing something else. I was chasing understanding. Because if I could figure out what actually drives attention, then everything else becomes predictable. But if I couldn't, then none of this would work anyway. And at this point, I still thought this would be easy. I was wrong. Day 1 started exactly how you would expect: optimistic, fast, and a little too confident. That confidence didn't last. I picked a topic, generated a script with AI, done in minutes, voiceover, clean, visuals, simple, and just like that, the video was ready. Total time, under 2 hours. It felt like a shortcut, so I uploaded. Then I waited and refreshed. 10 views, 14, 18, then nothing. And that nothing matters more than you think. Hours passed, still nothing. At first, I ignored it. It's just the first video, so I made another one. Same process, same speed, same confidence. Uploaded, waited, refreshed, nothing. And that's when it hit me. Everything looked right, but nothing was working. And this is usually the point where most people quit. I almost did too. And that's where the illusion breaks. Because making content is easy, but getting people to care is something completely different. Day 2 wasn't exciting. It was frustrating because I did more videos, more topics, more efforts, but the results didn't change. And that's when something clicked. It wasn't that people weren't watching YouTube, they just weren't watching me. So I stopped creating and started studying. And this is where everything started to shift. I looked at channels that were working and I asked one question: what are they doing differently? At first, nothing obvious. Same voices, same visuals. But then I looked closer at the titles, at the openings, at the first few seconds. And this part matters more than you think. And that's when it clicked. They weren't just giving information, they were creating curiosity. Every video felt like a question. Every intro felt like a mystery. And suddenly, it made sense. If your video doesn't trigger curiosity instantly, it doesn't matter how good it is, people will scroll fast. And by the end of day 2, I finally understood the problem. But I still didn't know if I could fix it. Day 3 changed everything. But not in the way you think, because what happened next wasn't luck. Because I worked differently. Instead of making more videos, I studied structure, how stories are told, how information is reviewed. And what I found wasn't obvious at first, and I noticed something. The best videos don't tell you everything up front. They hold things back. They create gaps that pull you forward. That's the game. So I changed my approach. Stronger hooks, better pacing, more intentional storytelling. Same tools, completely different execution. I uploaded, waited, refreshed, 50 views, 120, 300, and it didn't stop. And this is where things started getting dangerous, because now expectations changed. That's when everything clicked. It's not about tools, it's about how you use them. Now, I had momentum, so I doubled down. Same format, different topics, more uploads. And then, one video did something different. And this is where things got interesting. It accelerated. 1,000 views, 3,000, 7,000, 10,000. And here is the crazy part. It wasn't the best video. It wasn't the longest. It just held attention. Because people don't watch for information. They watch for experience, curiosity, tension, anticipation. And if you give them that, they stay. If you don't, they leave. Simple but brutal. But then, a new problem appeared. Time. And this part almost slowed everything down. Even with AI, this still took hours. And suddenly, this didn't feel scalable anymore. And this is the part nobody talks about. When things start working but still don't feel sustainable, that's when I realized something important. The bottleneck wasn't creativity, it was workflow, and that changes everything. So I changed it again. Templates, batch production, systems, and now I wasn't making videos anymore. I was building a machine. By day 7, everything was clear. Multiple videos, one breakout success, momentum building, and revenue, small but real, and that matters. Because the first dollar is proof that it works. But here is the truth. This isn't fast. It's not overnight. It's a system. And if you miss this part, nothing else matters. And systems take time. And if you quit too early, you'll never see it work. Faceless AI content works, but not how people think. And this is where most people get it wrong. It's not about automation. It's about attention. It's not about tools. It's about strategy. And the people who win, they don't just curate, they optimize over and over again until something clicks. And when it does, they scale it quietly. So here is the real question. Are you building content or building a system? Because one of these keeps you stuck and the other changes everything. Because one burns you out, the other scales. And in the next video, we are breaking down something bigger. Not a person, not a side hustle, a system hiding in plain sight. A company that went from nothing to $100 billion empire. But there is one decision they made that changed everything. And once you say it, you can't unsay it. If you want to understand how real systems scale, make sure you subscribe and check out the next video in this playlist, because this is just the beginning.